Just a beautiful Friday for racing here at Woodbine as summer comes to an end. Jeff, it is Elisa with you. Listen, the calendar doesn't lie, my friends.
I know, but hasn't it just been wonderful?
It's been
I was
listening
to the news coming in today, and we listen to 680 News so we can hear the traffic, and they were saying like
on the ones.
Yeah, exactly. And it's always bad for me. But they said that if you think about it, if we had such a hot July and August, like with that heat wave. Now we're getting like no humidity, just kind of perfect conditions. I would imagine golf courses are jam-packed. Everybody trying to enjoy this beautiful fall weather.
Yeah, no, it's been a great summer, and I know it's supposed to cool off a little bit tomorrow, which will be good news for the horses. But as you said, that's the problem for the horses. We've had a bit of a roller coaster ride as of late. We saw some pretty warm horses on yesterday's program.
Well, even at this year, we didn't really get spring. We just went from winter to summer. Boom, right? And then now we're like having some cool nights for the horses as well. I know my guy at home looks like a woolly mammoth already. He's ready to get clipped.
And he's a good boy, though. He deserves it. Yeah, he does deserve it. So last night here at Woodbine, it was a Thursday night that started off with a couple of big prices, a couple of 11-to-1 shots to start it off. Favorites then had a bit of a field day after that. Pietro Moran had a good day at the office. Devin Gittins had a good day at the office as well. But we're missing some of our regular riders here today. Yeah,
a whole bunch of them are down in Erie, Pennsylvania at Presque Isle as they have a big night tonight. So no Pietro, no Patrick Husbands, and no Rafael Hernandez. And you have a funny story about that. Yesterday you're like, hey, Rafi, you're excited to go to Ohio? And he's like, what?
He looked at me. He looked at me like I had 5 heads, and I'm like, "You're riding at Presque Isle tomorrow." Oh yeah, I got a pack. He says.
That's funny.
Yeah, so we wish them all the best of luck there. And unfortunately, some news, as Robert touched on, in regards to Rico Walcott. He went down a spill the other day here last night, and he suffered what we believe to be an ankle injury and a wrist injury.
Yeah, well, the way he went down and the tumbles that he took, it would be hard to believe that you could come out of that unscathed. Yeah. So, and unfortunately, it's Rico.
I know. Him and Emma have had the bad luck as of late.
Absolutely. So I don't know if that takes him out for the rest of the year or not, Jeff.
Yeah, Norm McKnight, he got a great victory last night, a milestone win, and it's always nice when it's kind of a no doubt about it win. And Balls New York Court gives Norm victory number 1,000 in his career.
The cool part about this is that I think Norm might be one of the only people, at least in Canada for sure, maybe North America, that have been successful in both breeds. He was a very successful harness driver as a young man, a very successful harness trainer, and then making the transition to the thoroughbred world, I would say like in the late 80s, early 90s or so, and here he is with 1,000 career wins from the thoroughbred industry.
Yeah, so we went and did some information on Track It, which is kind of the like the DRF of the standardbred game. So I'm not sure how far back it goes, but producer Mike sent me some stats trainer-wise. He won at least 230 races training-wise. I don't know driving-wise how many he won, but I bet you if you combine them, I bet you he has the most of anybody that's done both sides of the game.
I would agree. And also I can remember too, we were celebrating like the 50th anniversary of Mohawk last year, and when they put all the pictures up, there were some great pictures of Norm driving. Great pictures of Norm driving. I don't think Track It goes much further than maybe 88.
Yeah, it gets stopped a little bit,
and it doesn't count the fairs. So, when Norm would have been learning to be a driver, he would have had to drive at fairs to get his license as well. I mean, the guy's an overall horseman in both breeds.
Yeah, no question. Now, there's a bit of an oddity on today's card, which is good news or bad news, depending on how you look at it. Do you want to know what it is? I can't remember this ever happening with me and you.
What? 7
races today. Our top picks are all the same. All 7 races. Yes.
That, like yesterday, we couldn't agree on anything.
I know.
Wow.
Which was good news for you because I was terrible yesterday. So yeah. So I'm going down with you today, kiddo.
All right. Okay.
Let's get to some stats and standings now for topic number 1, because we thought we'd look back to September the 1st. And take a look at who is leaderboard, jockey, and trainer-wise. And producer Mike gave us a little bit of a clue that the trainers are not our usual suspects.
Ooh, I'm excited to see.
So here's a look at the riders that have had the most success as of late. The jockey standings, by the way, is getting very, very tight here. So Pietro overall is now at 87. Rafi is at 82. However, Mr. Pietro is going to be serving days on Sunday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah, but Raffy can't overtake him today because they're both down at Presque Isle. So this could be a fun race, you know, between the Journeyman and the Bug Rider going right up until the end of the season.
So before we change the graphic,
who do you want to guess?
Gittins has got to be on
Guaranteed.
there. Got to be. Anybody else? That kind of.
Josie? You think Josie might have popped into there?
That's a good one. She might have gone on there.
I'm not sure. Let's see.
Okay, let's find out. Here we go. Devin is Ted Holt. How can we not get Ted?
Danny Yu! Come on. He's got a pair of rubber boots that match that shirt.
Well, I've seen him with some runners as of late. So, Danny Yu, good for him.
Look at this. This is a whole new cast of characters.
That is.
Well, that's fun to see some different names up there, you know? And here we go into the back half of the season. Danny Yu can't complain. I mean, he has had a great year this year, especially with the horses he's claimed, and the same can be said for Gittins as well.
Now, we often talk about how many three-time winners there have been so far this meet. Now, 23 three-time winners this meet, which is just an amazing stat. Who will become the first four-time winner?
I thought yesterday Gizmo's BFF
ran well too, but
well.
ran against a horse that is now a three-time winner this meet.
Ondine Lady from the Gittins barn, which is just super hot.
So that's kind of a cool stat. 23.
Yeah, remember when we were like 3 already? You know, like
23 three-time winners.
Yeah,
that's
but we had 3 knock them off right off the hop. Right? Like Gizmo's BFF got them really fast. What was the other one? He got It'll Hit Me, but there were a few horses that just kind of bang, bang, bang.
Very, very fast. Topic number 2. It was originally titled 1000 question mark, but is now 1001 question mark. And this is a first-time starter from the barn of one Bruno Chickadance, and this is another Charlie. What jumps off the page to me, and I want to ask you what goes through your handicapping noggin when you see this is, what do you make of 3 of the last 4 works from the gate? Is that cause for concern? Or do you think that maybe this horse doesn't work right from the pole? Like, what do you do when you look at that? Do you think this horse might be a little bit slow coming out of the latch if you see those last 3 or 4 works from the gates?
I don't think he's slow because the works are good. I think, you know, my guess would be that Norm thinks he needs to go and get in there more often. And it's not always coming out that this is the problem. It's going in that can be the problem. So, you know, maybe he wanted to take him back and get him loaded in a few more times. Because just based off of the workouts, especially the last one in 36-2, I don't think getting out is the problem. I think maybe getting in could be a little bit of concern, and we'll find out about that. But that's, you know, part of the trainer's job. School him in the gate, get it all done.
And you know what? They are main 15 claimers.
Exactly. So this horse already has an excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
Here in this one, but I went to another Charlie up on top. This is a 3-year-old, a homebred for Chickadance who had a good day yesterday, won 3 races on our card. Debuts on the Lasix program. Now this is the first foal from this mare by the name of Another Girl, but she was a hard knocker.
Yeah, was she ever.
5 wins from 54 starts, mostly sprinting. She was bred by Carlo Tucci, and she made $181,000. So I like the fact that we're sprinting here with this one today, and the workouts say yes. Austin Adams aboard. He's been very productive this season from Norm McKnight.
Sterling Castle gets a bit of a drop down in class here. Temple Hall was in a tougher race yesterday. Elects to go into this spot instead. Should be a very, very fast individual with the blinkers going on as well. And do note that Dewalla puts the cheek pieces on as well. Now, the one thing about Sterling Castle, I don't like this horse necessarily to win the race, but Drexler is very busy on the program today, and that barn's been very quiet, I would say, over the last 5 or 6 days. But they have a horse coming up in our next race that is going to be 3 to 5, Kitten's Romance.
Yeah, so there's a few horses I think that are going to be hard to
If he doesn't get out of the funk today, it's going to be potentially a long weekend for him. So both you and I are going towards number 6, that being another Charlie. First time started by Adios Charlie. And that's a little bit interesting too because Bruno bred the horse, and Bruno more often than not will go to his own stallions as opposed to an outside stallion like that.
That's true. That's true.
Well,
we'll see.
Good chance for Austin Adams, too, because let's face it, I would imagine if Pietro was here, it would have been Pietro. If Raffi was here, it might have been Raffi. So Austin,
you're going to see a little jockey juggling going on today. And, you know, the other horse that I'm curious to see in this race is this Gus's Drumbeat, because the work from the gate with this one in 35-2, albeit a work involving the stick, is very interesting.
Yeah, that is true. Race number 1 gets underway in 42 minutes. We're going to skip the second. Let's get to race number 3, and this is Checked. Now, I showed this replay before, too, when this horse was scheduled to compete back on August the 31st, and that was a vet scratch, and now resurfaces in here. I'm going to go back in this one's direction, though.
Me too, because I remember the same thing as you. This horse was in the paddock, and he was, she was being a little bit difficult. Yeah. And then I think when we saw her going out to the racetrack, she started getting really goofy, and then she ended up being a scratch at the gate. So, and that's very unusual for a Bev Chubb horse.
100%.
But here she is, so we'll watch this replay again. Now she's sitting in the third spot under Juan Crawford, and she does end up finishing in the second spot after getting, slightly checked there, and then she has to kind of get going all over again. It is so hard when you're sprinting, especially at 5/8 of a mile, when you get stopped and then you got to start all over again. And I guess the issue today too is, will she mind her manners today? Because she is a big mare. When you see her in the paddock, she's got a big presence to her, and we're just going to have to try and keep the genie in the bottle, I guess, before we get out to the racetrack. But she couldn't beat Satori on this day. Satori was a standout in yesterday's second or third race on the program, but did not end up getting the win. But that was for a much higher price. And we know with Satori was dropping out of 40s in for 15 there, so she was supposed to win that race. And I think today, again, if we keep her on her best manners, and the race sets up nicely for her because she'll get speed from Come On Big Lou, she'll get speed from Benny's Jets, and she can just sit in a nice tracking position and come with a big run.
Yeah, and that's a great news, I think, for her, because I think Benny's Jets and Come On Big Lou, they both need the lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can't take back.
Well, and the thing with both of them is it's questionable if they're even going to continue that speed right to the wire. I mean, especially with Come On Big Lou, who was able to finally hold on for the win last start out.
So that's a bit of a sneak peek at the first and third races. We get to topic number 4, and this is our clocker reports. And I don't want to spoil anybody, but tomorrow we got 3 clocker horses.
I saw that.
Ernie's giving us a little bit of a presence on the program tomorrow. But let's get to race number 4 on the card now. We're going 6 furlongs in here. We scratched the 1 Executive Search, and we also scratched number 4 Legal Attack. Now, Legal Attack's in a tougher race. But I like the move because I think the horse is so much better on turf.
Yeah, that's that 5/8 grass race on Sunday. Yeah, and there's some good horses in that spot. But I actually use Legal Attack, I think, near the bottom, even though the horse is moving up. But could be, a third or a fourth place finisher in that spot. In this race, you were saying earlier on, Drexler's got a lot of horses in on today's card. Well, he's got 2 in this race, and they both stand out on paper, that being Guildsman, who returned off of a very lengthy layoff, so there obviously was an issue with this horse getting put on the shelf, but came back and got a win last start. And Bordertown, who's offered up for the $10,000 price tag here today with Sahin Savachi. So, you could look at Napa Spirit in this race as well. Has been the favorite in the last 4 races and has produced a couple of wins, 2 wins from 4 starts.
Yeah, they've done great with this horse. Took this one for 7, got a win, a second and a 4th. I would say the barn's go-to rider is Ryan here today as well. That's always an encouraging sign as well, that being Keve Nichols. But with Bordertown, I wonder if anybody drops a slip in for 10, because he's classy enough, but where do you go?
He's 9 too.
Do you rent a horse for 3 months for $10,000?
I mean,
possibly.
He has been a winner in the current year, so he could technically go down to the States to some other racetracks where they want horses that are 10 years old and older to compete. So he is, still eligible to race, just not here in Toronto next season. So yeah, I mean, he's consistent. He keeps making checks. I mean, he's bankrolled almost $500,000 in his life.
He's been a lovely horse for these guys for a long time. And as you say, still lightly raced this time of the season.
Yeah, but I guess that's the other thing. That's why you can run a horse like this for 10, because people are like,
it's a
he's
edge.
9.
Huge edge, for sure. Race number 5 will be in a mile and a 16th in here, and then we get to race number 6 on the program, which gets us to topic number 5, and this is repeats. So we're going to go in race number 6, 7.5 furlongs, 25,000 claimers. The other day, Elisa, I was watching Fort Erie, and I was literally sick to my stomach when I saw the price on this horse. So Small Talk went down to Fort Erie, and you're thinking, Small Talk at Fort Erie, the horse should be 1 to 9. I look up, I have the HBI account. It's flush for once. I got money in the HBI account. I'm like, 9 to 5. I'm not going to bet the horse. Anyways, horse is at the back of the bus. Lay gets the split, wins easy. I'm like, okay, I missed a 9 to 5 winner. No problem. 4-1?
Crazy. How did everybody let that horse go at 4-1?
Oh my.
We should have all been on it. He should have sent out a group text to everybody.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that was easy money, you know. And can we win this race easily as well with Tasman, who's looking for the repeat? I mean, this is a cool horse, and you know, anytime you see Kelly and Slade together, you have to obviously respect the combo. They're clicking at a 33% average from a limited amount of starters, but still, they're putting them in the right spots where they can win. And I know this horse is coming out of that starter to run here for in a wide open quarter, and I guess some would say, well, what about the distance? But we're good at 6. We're good at 6.5. It's the 2 turns that might be a bit of a question. Yeah,
but I think has got a big pace edge on this field. I know Walter Ladd likes to be forwardly placed, but I think Tasman's a little bit faster in here. And you got See My Meister. I just don't know with See My Meister. Like deep closers when the rail's out as far as it is today. What are your thoughts on that? We're all the way in lane 3.
Well, it's all about trip now. We do have a scratch here, so that helps things out a little bit. You know, I always feel for the Fort Erie horse that comes in, though, because
he's a monster at the Forts.
He's a great horse at Fort Erie, and he deserves a shot here at Woodbine. But you know, he has been here in the past. And he's been on the turf course, but it was the E.P. Taylor turf course the last time we saw him. But this will be the first time we see Zentino. Right? This is the first second time we're going to see him here at Woodbine. You know, he tried last year, and then there was an incident that happened. But he's been a big rider at Fort Erie this season yet again. I wonder if he'll make a go of it here.
And I think what you're seeing now is with these Fort Erie horses, a lot of the options are now over. Like Shaku Maku has to come up for a race, and Victory March has to come up now. We won a cup race there, but the problem is everybody knows what race is going to go in at Fort Erie, so they're not going to fill, right?
Well, there's that, and then you have, if you're at Fort Erie now, you have to start to weed through what horses do you want to keep for next year, because it costs them a lot to keep a horse. So do you want to, or what horses are valuable to race at Woodbine? What horses need to go to Mountaineer, Mahoning Valley? You know, there's lots of people that'll be headed down to those tracks like Mahoning Valley, like Mountaineer, that'll be looking for good horses to run there.
But a lovely horse for the connections. Race 7 will be at 5.5, jackpot high 5, and here carryovers $11,877.22. And we are going to do a little bit of a sprinty in here. The distance is a question mark for a couple, like Very Gizmo at 5.5, Cinnamon Bits at 5.5. Meanwhile, with our buddy Love You Lippy, we don't have to worry about the distance being a problem.
Not at all, because this is the distance that she she won her nominators at 2-4 for $15,000, and I like what Nick is doing. She's just dropping the horse right in for $7,000. You want her, you got her. Flora's back aboard here today. Was aboard for the win back at the end of August. To me, the 7 just kind of stood out, and then the 3 is interesting too, which is my cash factor. Comes in off of a win against 75 non-2, so has to worry about the dropper in here. And you know, this time of season, you have to consider the droppers like Cinnamon Bits as well.
Yeah, I'm a beast. Second best last time, but against Quiet Madalinos, it's come back to repeat as well. But it's kind of cool that both you and I like the 7, but then we have different colors the rest of the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's good to see. Our race 7 to 5.5, and we have a photo for you, courtesy of Robert Geller. The Robert photos have been winning as of late. He's starting to get a database too.
Yeah.
And this is Victoria Elizabeth from the Julie Belhumeur outfits.
I think Victoria Elizabeth will win a race this year. It's just a matter of when.
Yep.
But I kind of like Juan on this horse as well.
Yeah, ran terrific last time out and against Patoli Power. Race prior to that ran well yet again. Yeah, she is in the right spot for sure. It's just going to be, when is it going to be her day to pull off the victory there in the last race of the sequence there. But yeah, I'm finding Robert now, he has a database. We only show a certain number of his pictures on the show, and these horses will win, and he'll put it on Twitter and be like, I didn't know Robert got his picture taken with that horse.
Yeah.
But, and I'm proud of Robert, because I never thought of Robert as one of being technically savvy.
Oh, now
but
he
clearly
is.
has a database of pictures.
He has a database. Well, we think the same thing. Like when we pre-interview a trainer before a stake, we're like, because some people are like, no, please don't do it.
Yeah.
We we're what's the word? Superstitious about it. And so far, I think we're batting at about 90% with pre-race interviews.
Let's get to some plays of the day. You're going to bat lead off in here. And all 4 are in to go. You had 3 yesterday on the program, but 1 had to scratch, unfortunately.
And we'll see if we can get them all home here for you this afternoon. What do we have? Another Charlie, that's my 1001.
Yep.
And there'll be a lot of chatter about that. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Wildfire, of course, she just has to mind her manners here today. I think Shaw Mature is a standout on today's card.
But the 2 for 30 is terrifying.
And it's Richie Morton, who, no offense to Richie, but we can never get him right.
Our kryptonite.
Oh, like the days we pick them, they're nowhere. Yeah. The days we don't pick them, they're there. But I think Shaw Mature is the standout on today's program, and that's why I say just a key for everything. And Tasman is my repeat winner.
Yeah, we'll take a look at mine now. What do I have? You know who loves this picture?
Oh, Nathan Squires.
Nathan Squires. He was very kind. He said, Jeff, you look fantastic in that picture.
So healthy and strong, I think is what he said.
He says, he goes, have you been working out? I said, well, I didn't want to brag, but I have, Nathan. Thank you. My multi-leg single is going to be Kitten's Romance coming up in race number 2. The Drop and Pop is Bordertown. And then I got a couple of 5s like you, Shaw Mature and the Tasman. What about our scribes? Doug is going towards Kitten's Romance. Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good one. Ron going towards Napa Spirits. I think Napa will be maybe second choice in there.
Yep.
And beat the favorite. Very Gizmo. That's where they're going to go. Blinkers go on that one today at that 12-1 quotation. Those are the plays of the day. We're going to take a bit of a break, but when we come back, we're going to go down memory roads. We'll reminisce, and then we'll put together a pick 4 ticket. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Alrighty, more Woodbine Racing Live continues after this short commercial break.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
Race in the world. Pinch me, I think I'm dreaming.
They're off, Midland Dubai World Cup.
And they're into the stretch. 2 of the great racehorses in the world. Giant Killer, by name and by nature. A race for the ages.
Dresden Row, Ron's Gizmo and Stanley House, and they line up a line of 5, and they're coming wide. Dresden Row going up on the outside to go to the front. Paramount Prince in trouble. Down the center, Ron's Gizmo. The favourite's beaten, and down the outside, Stanley House. Ron's Gizmo and Dresden Row. Dresden Row, Ron's Gizmo, neck and neck. Dresden Row from Ron's Gizmo. Then Stanley House, Rapid Test, and Paramount Prince paid the price and finished at the back.
Everything went right for Dresden Row last year, and everything has kind of gone wrong for him from a scheduling point of view. He's entered in races, it's been too hot, he's spiked the fever, he's missed some races and stuff like that. But if he brings his A game, he'll be tough tomorrow. But that's the same with Paramount Prince, who was a non-factor in the race last season.
Exactly, you know, because Paramount Prince, I think, set the pace and then faded. And he looks like one of the pace setters in tomorrow's race as well. There's just so many questions for me in that race. Like, is Dresden Row ready? What's going on with Paramount Prince? You know, what about Play Me a Tune, who we thought would run so well and is stretching out now? You know, that's interesting. What do you make of Skyro? What do you make of Loose Wire? I mean, look, I get that the longest shot on the board is 20-1, but any one of these horses could actually pop up and surprise us if the other 2 aren't on their A game.
And they are question marks, for sure. You know, Dresden Row has been a lovely, lovely individual throughout the years. The one thing that I just remember when I interviewed Lauren earlier on this season, he said he's come back better than ever.
Yeah.
And it's
and
just
then what?
all kinds of hiccups.
I know. And it's a shame, like, because, you know, now, who knows? Maybe He's a fall horse. The
Yeah,
weather's
it could
going to
be.
get better. It's going to be cooler for him. So, maybe he's a horse who's going to respond very well in the back half of the campaign.
Wish everybody the best of luck coming up tomorrow in the Durham, and then we have the Zabricarda coming up on the program on Sunday, and then a week Sunday is the Breeders.
Really?
Yes. And the week after that's International.
Then it's the International. And then don't forget we're working on Thanksgiving Monday.
We are.
We're having
yes.
McTurkey sandwiches,
That's
remember?
right, that's right. And we have to figure out our Halloween costume still.
We do. If anybody would like, no, I was going to say if people want to start to
No,
send in
we'll get
suggestions.
some.
We're going to come up with something.
Yeah.
Once I go to Spirit of Halloween and have a look around, I'll send you like 3 different things. Do you want to be this? No.
Yeah.
Do you want to be that? No.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
Last year, I got you to do it. So that was already a big plus.
And we made it into the Sovereign Awards
Sovereign
speech. Yeah, Frank DiGiulio said, thanks to Jeff and Lisa for dressing up. Let's take a look at our pick 4, shall we?
Oh, yeah. Yesterday we didn't agree on anything, and today we agree on quite a lot.
Yeah, we weren't even close to the pick 4
No, we
yesterday. Weren't
Forget
even
it.
close.
That's why we didn't play it for much.
Okay, we're going to go too deep to start off. We both have the same top pick in here, and that is Border Town, but we're also going to use Napa Spirits. And we're kind of glad Tui's on the Clocker Report,
Yeah,
too.
that as well, and you get Phil Hall and Kaveh Nichols, nice combo.
Now, I've never played poker with Elisa. I don't know if you'd have a good poker face or not.
Jeff, I'm great because I pretend like I've never played before.
Oh,
and
but you're
most
one of
people
those.
Fall for that.
Alrighty, so we're gonna put our chips all in here in race number 5, and that is with a horse by the name of.
Amateur.
No, sorry, our key's coming up in the next race.
Well,
the
yeah,
6th.
but if we really wanted to,
We could have keyed Shamateur as well, but that was a little gutsy. So we're gonna use 2, 4, and 5 in here. A little bit gangster. We'll also use Stonks. Stonks we're not really a massive fan of, but if Shamateur was like 2 for 10, we probably would have keyed.
and if we were better at picking Richie
Morton
Morton horses,
yes. Now here comes our key in the 6th. This is where Tasman is, and
Yeah.
we're going to key Tasman. Now listen, we're a little bit scared about the distance, but I think we're on the engine for as long as we can go.
well, like I always want to say, it's all up to Slade here because if it doesn't work out, he's sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah, but he bought himself some time with the 40 win, regardless of what happens here. And then the 7th, we're going to go
We like
4
the
deep
7.
in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, we'd love to be alive going into the 7th race. We got My Cash Factor, the 3.
Yep.
We've got Cinnamon Bits.
We got it because I think you've been trying to get cinnamon bits for
I
a long
know.
time.
Kibbles and bits and bits and bits. Love You Lippy and Really Thirsty.
All right, because you got to throw Gittins horse in.
Yeah.
They're very, very live right now.
So we'll recap the ticket for you. It's just $4.80 if you want to play along for 20 cents. We'll type it in right there. Tomorrow we might splurge a little bit more.
Yeah, because today was payday, so I think we can spend a
the
little
weekend
bit.
cards, we're a little bit more confident on the quality of horses that we
That's
have on the
true.
weekend cards. So there we go with our pick. A live consensus ticket. It's punched in. It is available to you via HBI Bets. You can just punch in those numbers if you feel so inclined, or just do opposite George and don't use any of them.
That's right. I wonder how many people actually look at it every day and are like, well,
exactly.
let's see what they have.
Let's see what they got. I think that's it for the show.
That's it, buddy.
Well-timed show by producer Mike. Done 25 minutes to post time. Horses are coming over right in behind us.
Beautiful night for racing.
It is. 4:05. First race gets underway in 24 minutes. When we come back, Elisa will give you her in-depth thoughts on the field for race number 1.